This epic hybrid Etsy store offers both digital and print on demand products that have a huge profit. So, if you are looking for ideas that have slower paced sales with higher prices and awesome profits, this one is so amazing.
Hi, I'm Jess. I've built multiple 6 and 7 figure Etsy stores in various niches, getting sales like these, and learning the ins and outs of Etsy, Amazon, and more. A wild and crazy event led me to start a totally new life traveling abroad, giving me the unique opportunity to step back, work a lot less, and start sharing all of my Etsy insights with you. So hit that subscribe button, grab a pen and paper, and let's jump in.
Hi, hello. Thank you so much for coming back for another Insights by Jess video. One of the things that really caught my attention with this store is that they've been around for quite a while. And while they have definitely landed comfortably in that six-figure sales range, they aren't having to pump out tons of orders to get there because their personalized products, which by the way are pretty simple and I can't wait to show them to you in just a few minutes here. Not only are their personalized products super cool, but they have much higher prices, which allow them to slow down and really enjoy the aspect of creating. And that's really what caught my eye about this store. I feel like a lot of us get started on Etsy because we love creating art or creating designs or creating products, whatever it is, we love to create. We're creators. And the hustle and bustle of managing orders and managing a store can sometimes get in the way of our creativity. But with a niche like this really brilliant niche, they are able to keep their creativity alive and focus more on orders instead of on getting a whole bunch of sales. And so I really love that. And I wanted to showcase how they do it and how much of an amazing opportunity for profits there are in a niche like this. So, gonna try and keep this store review pretty simple, pretty sweet, and to the point for you guys. So let's go over their Etsy store stats and then we're gonna dig into some of their listings and check out what they have going on. So this awesome store is actually getting really close to 30,000 sales. So they're at 29,777 sales. Now, they are pretty amazing. If we scroll through here, they have an average product price of about $50. And you're going to see some things that are 31, 44. But there's also higher end like 79, 167, tons of high prices in this shop that really drive that average up to about 50 bucks. Now, like I said before, this store is not new. They have been rocking the Etsy world since 2011. So I'm going to scroll down to their feedback, go to the very first feedback they've gotten. As you can see, they did, like many OG Etsy stores, start with slightly different artwork, slightly different niche. But their first feedback actually comes on July 9th of 2011. So this is a 10, 11, 12, a 12-year-old store, which is awesome. Given the fact that I have given them an average price of 50 bucks and they have almost 30,000 sales, if we split all those sales evenly amongst all the years that they've been open, that puts their approximate annual sales at $121,000 a year. Now, I always tell you guys in my videos that I'm super conservative because I split those sales equally amongst the years they're open. And in new stores, that really doesn't make a really big difference. But in old stores like this, it really doesn't allow for any sort of growth. So if they grew really slowly, their sales right now could actually be much higher. But we are super conservative in this whole estimation process here. I like to just give you realistic expectations. So we're going to go with that 120-ish thousand dollar a year mark. Okay, let's talk about some of their listings. They do seem to have four main types of products that sell really well. So they have digital prints available on some of their listings. They do not offer them on all of their listings. This one has, for example, a digital print offer for $57, so above that $50 mark. Most of their best sellers, however, do not have digital options, which is an opportunity missed. However, the other three main types of products that they have, as we see as I flip through these listings really quickly, is canvas prints, framed prints. This particular listing has 4 specific frames that they allow you to choose from. This one is actually printed on matte paper, so it's a professional print. It's not a canvas, and it is unframed. And then, of course, they have some of them that offer simple black frames like this. So they offer framed prints, canvas prints, printed, unframed prints, and in some cases, digital prints, so digital downloads. So that's quite a big selection, and it can be a lot to keep up with. If I was the seller, I would probably streamline that a little bit and offer just some specific variations. I would offer the unframed prints, one style of framed prints, canvas prints, and of course, digital downloads, because hybrid stores are always, always, always a great setup. You can capitalize on whether people want a gift very, very soon without having to wait for something to be shipped, or they can capitalize on shoppers who are looking for something to be completely done, ready to gift wrap and give to their person of choice. So that is a great benefit of having hybrid stores. But one of the things that I did notice is that they don't have a lot of different images. So for example, this in the frame is the same as this main image here, which is a canvas wrap without a frame. And so that's where PlaceIt could really come in handy and could really give them a broader variety of images to choose from so that they're not showing the same types of images to people over and over again. And that does make it look a little bit more real and a little bit more high quality, especially with higher prices like these. So for example, I found some really great mock-ups in PlaceIt that could showcase these types of art in different settings. They have really an endless supply of different types of art, different types of canvases, different types of frames that you can really choose in. I do have a couple of tips in regards to PlaceIt that can really supercharge your experience because PlaceIt has tons and tons and tons of images. And really, I think they just dominate the mock-up market because they do have so many amazing images to offer. However, it can be a little time consuming to look through all of these images. So one of my biggest tips if you use PlaceIt or if you're interested in using PlaceIt, and I do have an affiliate link down below if you want to check them out, but one of my biggest tips is that if you find an image that you like on the main page, so let's say, for example, we go to their main page, this is endless images, and most of these are going to be ordered in terms of their newest selection. So they've got a lot of Barbie stuff on here, and a lot of this is not going to apply to me or to what I'm looking for. So, back to that tip that I keep mentioning, what you want to do is go through the first 2 pages or so and find something that is similar to what you're looking for. So, if you have, for example, a canvas frame on a wall, or let's say you're offering a simple print frame, going to click on that. Click on the one that appeals to you that is most similar to what you are selling. It doesn't have to be exactly the same because when you open that image, you're going to see a bunch of similar suggestions over here. And in my experience, about 90% of the time, when I do that, these suggested images are better than what I've been just scrolling through PlaceIt's many, many, many photos for. This is going to cut your search time down significantly, and it just gets right to the heart of the images that I want, the images that I like. And that's one of the ways that I really cut down my time in searching and get right to the best images. Now, another tip that I noticed when I'm using these images is that some of these images actually give you more options to choose from. And in fact, if you click on it, you can go through the different options that they give you right here. There's already options that they are letting you choose from, and that gives you a little bit more variety. Now, on the screen, it looks a little blurry. I don't know if I just need to put my glasses on or what is happening here, but when you download these files, they are going to be full high-res photos. So they're not going to have the watermark, of course, and they're going to be much more crisp and clean and beautiful. The next cool thing is that you can even upload your own image. So for example, I uploaded this image of a living room, and you can click the little crop button here and you can just toggle it, slide it to zoom it in, and crop it how you like it to be. You can look for living room pictures on Canva. You can look for living room pictures on Pexels and really use PlaceIt because PlaceIt does put your art directly on the product. You can use PlaceIt to take advantage of, I guess, essentially creating your own mockups. So that is another great thing that I think is underutilized about PlaceIt. Okay, so enough about PlaceIt, enough about their images. Looking at this particular listing, let's talk about how to design something like this. And then we're going to go into their SEO because this is a pretty popular product. And believe it or not, it was very, very simple to create art like this. So essentially, you can start with a blank canvas. You can size it to be like a 16 by 20 because that's a fairly average print size. And the first thing that I really did was turn my canvas black so that I could see what I was doing. When you are adding these, you're going to want to add them as frames. So the first thing I do in Canva is go to my frames and I look for triangle frames. And in fact, I'm just going to cut right to the chase here and search for triangle frames. Now, when you're doing this, keep in mind that there is different types of triangles. And some are going to give you different features than others. So for example, this one really doesn't let me do a whole lot, but this one, which looks exactly the same, actually lets me add an outline. So I'm going to actually add a white outline here to the triangles so that I can have some spacing between them, because if we look at this example, there is a little white outline spacing each of these maps out so that they don't look like a total clustered mess. So using that, I'm just going to copy and paste and duplicate the triangles and save them, size them around, move them around how I want them to look. So I did that already because I'm trying not to take forever in this video. And I basically just took all of those little triangles and duplicated them just like so. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is find maps, and it's actually pretty darn easy to find maps. All you have to do is go to Google and search for a city map. So let's say somebody wants a map of the city they live in. They're going to tell you, I want one map to be Jacksonville, Florida. So you just type in Jacksonville, Florida city map and go to images. Now, here's where it gets tricky. You want good quality images. So go to Tools, Size, Large, and you'll see different images pop up. So usually the top row is going to give you the best options. We're going to click this one. This one looks good here. And when I click it, I can see the dimensions down at the bottom. 1500 by 1500 is pretty good quality. So I'm going to open that image in a new tab, save the image to my computer, and jump right back over to Canva. I'm going to upload that image. And then I'm going to drag and drop that image right into my triangle. You can double click it if you want to resize it. So if they want to focus in on where in the city they lived, for example, we got a high-res image already, so we can just go ahead and size it how we want it, just like that. So I went ahead and I made an example with lots of different maps here. And of course, I deleted the black background because we don't need that anymore. You can add a phrase or two phrases. They can be personalized. You can allow for personalization, or you can have a standardized message, however you want it to be. Also, if you want those outlines to be thicker, you can definitely do that as well. and give them more spacing. I went with a relatively thin one because I wanted lots of different maps on here. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and download it to your computer as a PNG. Okay, so now that we've gone over a quick tutorial, let's talk about their SEO here. They do have a few listing strategies that I noticed right off the bat. First of all, they've got their products on sale, which is fantastic, but they are also using scarcity. So that means that they have a small quantity on their products. So this says only one left and in 20 plus carts. This one here says only one left in 4 carts, only 4 left and in 9 carts, only 3 left and in 3 carts, only 3 left and in 14 carts. So they are definitely taking full advantage of using scarcity. And that's really important because it really helps make buyers feel more urgency when they want to buy it. They want to buy it now while it's still available. But another perk of using scarcity with limited quantities like this is that this seller doesn't have to worry about getting too many orders at once, especially since these are higher priced products. They can really take their time, doing orders at their leisure, and when they sell out of these, they can either leave them sold out for a little while and then up the quantity when they're ready to process more orders. Or if they are getting behind or they have a lot going on at home, it's somebody's birthday, whatever, they want some time off, they can just put them at sold out and catch up on orders. So that is something that I did find really awesome about this niche and how they have balanced personalized products with these higher price points in terms of utilizing both digital and print on demand products. And I do want to point out that we know that the seller is using print on demand because this says World Vibe Studio made this item with help from Printer United States. So this is a little disclosure. When you are selling print on demand products, you do need to set up your listings to disclose that they are made with help from a printer. You don't have to specify which company is printing it for you. You can simply do it like this, but you do need to specify that. Etsy does make that a condition of the product. So that is important, and that is also how we know that these are print on demand products. Okay, so let's get back to their SEO. They are definitely using some great repetition and variety in here, but I did notice a few keywords that are missing that can help widen up their searches. So, for example, they have a lot of dad and daughter, dad gifts from daughter, dad birthday gifts, gifts for dad, etc., but they don't have daddy. Daddy is missing. So they do have gift in here with a few different long tail phrases, which is really smart. There's Father's Day gift from daughter, dad gifts from daughter, dad birthday gift, long distance relationships gifts, gifts for dad. So they do have some variety and they are really trying to emphasize that it is for your dad from a daughter and it's giftable, right? Let's take a peek really quickly at their appeal statement because I thought this was pretty clever. It says, emotional response guaranteed. Give the most unique gift to the man who has given you everything. That's pretty powerful. Now, I love this. It's beautiful. It really does a great job of capitalizing on those emotions, but it is not SEO optimized. And I'm going to open my workbook, my Etsy Seller Success Workbook, which is super close to being done. So if you're not on the wait list, please jump on that wait list below because I'm going to be giving a discount to the first 25 people who buy the workbook. So definitely worth joining that list. Anywho, jumping over to my workbook here. The word dad does not make it into here at all. Literally, the only word that is one of their keywords at all is the word gift. So that is a huge opportunity lost. And if they just tweak their SEO in the first couple of sentences here to add in those keywords like dad, daughter, that would make a big difference in terms of SEO. If you wanted to sell this as a print on demand product and you wanted to offer physical products, which do tend to come with higher price points, you're going to want to jump over to Printify and find products that match. So, for example, they have a framed vertical poster here that allows for 3 choices of frames. Or, of course, there's a huge selection of canvas wraps that you can choose from as well. Not only are we not having to worry about creating these products by hand, but we're able to still get a pretty decent profit amount because it is a pretty high dollar item. So, for example, this one is regular price of $139 and 20% off. So that drops the price down to $111. So I'm going to open up my Etsy Seller Success Workbook. We're going to type in 139 and it was 20% off, which brought them down to $111. It is actually free shipping, so I don't need to add that in there. And that tells me that you're going to be paying about $11 in selling fees. Let's take a look at what it's going to cost. This was for a framed 11 by 14. So let's go to the prices here. 11 by 14 framed, $34.64 plus $10.49 for shipping. That gives me a final profit of $55.15. That's a profit margin of about 50%, which is massive for a print on demand niche. A lot of print on demand sellers are going to see 20 to 30% profit margins. Sometimes not even that much. It really does depend on the products you're selling. However, let's say, worst case scenario, that this is subjected to an offsite ads fee, which is ridiculously expensive. If I'm a brand new seller and I haven't hit my $10,000 a year sales yet, I'm going to pay actually 15%. I'm not going to get started on my feelings about offsite ads. I don't like them. But anywho, let's say, worst case scenario, it is an offsite ads fee. Your final profit is then going to be $38. That's a 34% profit margin. So still fantastic. Let's pretend here that we get a digital order, and I'm going to be as fast as I can here because I know this is already getting long, but it's $39. It's actually $49 before the discount for the digital version. So we're going to say 49. That drops it down to $39.20. There is, of course, no shipping on digital items, and we have no product costs because it's digital, right? If it is an Etsy offsite ads fee, then my profit is going to be $29 on this digital product, which is a profit margin of 74%. If it's not an offsite ad fee, I get to keep more of that money and my profit goes up to $35, which is an 89% profit margin. So I really did just want to highlight this store because it's such a fun and awesome niche. And if we go look at what's selling the most in their listing feedback here, I'm going to go right to the front. We can see that they are selling a lot of these gifts, Father's Day gifts, Minnesota State gifts. The fun things about these is there's another one of those triangles, but this one's for a 1 year anniversary. The fun things about this is that these are templatable. And in fact, this golf gift, I really wanted to take a quick second and show you this one. This one is not even personalized. So this is popular, and I believe I also have this one here. So these are very, very similar, but different colors. Neither of these are personalized. So this is genius because it's obviously very popular and they don't have to even do any additional work in order to sell this. When they sell this, it is ready to go. So I thought that was very, very cool as well. And this store just really does a wonderful job of creating these really giftable products, and it allows them to have a higher price point so they don't have to get so many sales. And as you saw when I did the mountains, it is really easy to create these. It doesn't really require a lot of effort in terms of artistic ability. And do comment below if you want to see more in depth how designs like this can be created, because I did go through that pretty quickly. But if you want to see a pretty similar product that is all digital, check this video out next.